Your body stores memories your mind has already forgotten. Every cell, every spasm, every breath reveals something deeper, a history of chronic tension that can finally be released. Discover how a simple wave in the spine is redefining the way we live, feel, and think. Stay until the end to understand why this is awakening thousands. There are bodies that don't scream, but tremble. They don't seek defense. They don't attack. They don't fight, they simply let go. They loosen tensions that had been petrified for years between muscles, cut off breaths, and numbed backs. It's not magic. It's accumulated energy, memory trapped in every cell, finally finding a crack to escape through. What used to be just a spinal column now becomes a highway of liberation, a subtle axis of something that goes far beyond physical pain. When the body no longer needs to protect itself, something unusual happens. It allows itself to feel, and by feeling, it changes. For decades, we were taught to see the body, a mechanical structure and object to be repaired with external force. But there are moments when a simple touch, almost imperceptible, unleashes a wave of spontaneous, natural, perfectly synchronized movements. It's not a coincidence. It's not placebo. It's the nervous system releasing ancient codes, obsolete patterns stored after every trauma, every repetition, every act that forced the body to close in on itself. The body doesn't react, it responds, and that response is a new order. Scientists still can't fully explain it, but they can't ignore it either. The waves traveling through the spine don't follow a mechanical impulse, but an internal logic that reorganizes experience. The body, in being healed from the outside, it's reconfiguring itself from within. And the most brutal part of this process is that no one directs it, no one controls it. The intelligence of the system takes the lead, the same intelligence that has always been there, beneath the rigidity, waiting for an opportunity. Everyone who has gone through this experience knows it's not just about releasing tension. It's about letting go of the character who learned to endure it. The energy trapped in the body is also history, identity, emotional weight. And when it is released, it's not only the body that changes. Perception changes. The way a person inhabits their own existence changes. The body doesn't just move, it resets. Because this is not healing, it's transformation. It's not temporary relief, it's a complete reconfiguration of the nervous system, which stops operating in defense mode and starts opening to the present. What seemed harmless, one deep breath, a light touch, becomes a trigger. Suddenly, the back stops holding and starts flowing. And in that flow, what once was trauma becomes available energy. The body begins to speak a language it never forgot, even if it silenced it for years. That wave running through the spine, that involuntary trembling that seems to come from nowhere, is not weakness or hysteria, it's coherence. It's the system rediscovering itself. Because when energy flows again, without obstacles, defensive patterns lose their purpose. And what used to be embedded pain becomes vital impulse. There's no longer a need to carry what the body has finally learned to release. This liberation doesn't depend on force. It's not about manipulating muscles or forcing vertebrae. It's an internal, deep, radical process. Dr. Donnie Epstein didn't discover a technique. What he did was observe with brutal precision what happens when the body stops resisting itself. Each touch, each breath, each almost imperceptible movement activates a network of neurological responses that reorganize perception from the spinal cord to thought. It's not mystical, it's biological. But biology, when synchronized with energy, stops being mere body. It becomes expanded experience. People who go through this process don't say, "I feel better." They say, "I'm not the same anymore," because something breaks. The identification with suffering. There is no drama, no exaggerated catharsis, only a silent and evident shift. The back is no longer a rigid structure. It's a channel, a reconnection instrument. When the spine vibrates with those spontaneous waves, everything reorganizes: posture, breathing, even the way the environment is perceived. There is no effort. There is integration. Asterisk asterisk, but this integration doesn't come from the outside. It happens when the system self-regulates, and that's exactly what somato-respiratory integration proposes, using the body itself, the breath itself, to dissolve accumulated tension without violence, without hurry. Because tension is not the problem, it's the message. It's the signal that the system is asking for another way of living. And when you learn to listen, the body responds, not with relief, but with presence. Asterisk asterisk stress, anxiety, emotional exhaustion. They don't resolve with more control. They dissolve when the body finds new routes to exist, breathing into zones where air never reached before, feeling the muscles release without external command, recovering the ability to let go without losing stability. Because it's not about feeling good, it's about stopping the cycle of survival. Asterisk asterisk, when the nervous system leaves survival mode, something appears that productivity will never offer, calm without guilt. It's at that moment that the body, finally, stops preparing for constant threat. The breath expands, the chest opens, the mind quiets. There's no struggle, only presence. And in that presence, the most unexpected thing happens. A genuine desire to be alive emerges. Asterisk asterisk as our somato-respiratory integration is not a relaxation technique or emotional placebo. It's a way of reclaiming the energetic sovereignty of the body, not from control, but from awareness. Each breath directed to a zone of tension is a conversation with the story trapped there. The chest that wouldn't move begins to yield. The abdomen that lived contracted stops protecting itself. The energy once held by rigidity becomes movement. Movement not meant for performance. Movement that is simply liberation. Asterisk asterisk, the parasympathetic system takes over, and with it, digestion regulates, the heart slows, mental clarity arises effortlessly. It's not random. It's what happens when the body stops defending itself and starts inhabiting itself. To this, another deeper dimension is added. Energy doesn't stay in the body, it expands. It projects. The energetic field around the person begins to synchronize with its surroundings. And that small, invisible phenomenon changes relationships, connections, the way one is with others. Asterisk asterisk, what is released is not just stress, it's identity. Because chronic pain, persistent tension, emotional automatism, they're not just symptoms, they're ways of being. And when the system reorganizes, those ways lose strength. The body starts operating from a wider, freer, more open place. Transformation becomes inevitable, and here enters the concept of epienergetics. Now, it's not just about releasing, it's about directing the energy, amplifying it, turning it into a tool. Asterisk asterisk, the body is not a shell needing repair. It's an intelligent field capable of perceiving, integrating, and responding. When that intelligence is accessed, the person no longer seeks healing, they seek awakening. The energy once trapped in pain, fears, or destructive habits becomes a different capacity, the capacity to connect with life from an unconditioned place. There is no automatic reaction anymore. There is sustained presence. It doesn't require more willpower, but less interference. Asterisk asterisk, the same energy that once fed thoughts of fear now fuels conscious choices. The same bodily structure that once held anxiety now holds authenticity. When the system reorganizes, life is no longer endured. It is lived, not as a promise of well-being, but as a constant exercise of reconnection, and that reconnection is irreversible. Asterisk asterisk, when the body resets, the mind no longer needs to fight. If this video made you feel something different, don't ignore it. Subscribe, activate the notification bell, explore more content, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.